look at when you're playing champions like Volibear, which is like point and click CC like you, right? It's really OP if you just play with your carries. Like look at what they're doing, right? And if you need to kite them, you kite them. If let's say the Katarina in the game you showed, right, was trying to go on someone and you stun them so Katarina can kill them insta, it's like really, really easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think,
like I kind of the game. Was it the game that where I stole the Elder? Was it that
yeah,
game?
you won the game off the Elder still, yep.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like we were ahead, at least in my opinion, and then I had to flip an Elder to actually win it. Like it's so bizarre to me. Like where did it go wrong?
Yeah, I think I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you guys just got really greedy, right? To end the game. So you guys they kinda aced you guys. And their comp is not like their comp was bad. And I think was it Viego you were playing against? Wait, what was it? Was it champion?
I think so.
Yeah, like it's just one of those champions where they snowball, right? Like if they snowball, like this is where you still the Elder, right? In the end of the game. I think if they snowball, it's just really hard to play. It's not like the thing is you're gonna get these games, but I think it's very fine that you run two games like this. You just need to like the only issue here is the way you play is you're really objective focused, which is good. But sometimes when you're so objective focused, to get to the next level, you have to be able to be confident and tell yourself, "Fuck this objective. We'll cross map because this objective is not contestable," and then you can play much better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing I think you have is you're not patient and you're not patient in some fights. Let's say if your mid laner is walking, you will go in before he's already here. So you don't look at that's your second biggest issue. You're not looking at where your numbers are before you go in sometimes. Okay, so these are two main things I want us to work on today is patience. So understanding when you have numbers and when the way to say is understanding when you should fight. So what timers should you fight on? And the second thing I think you should work on is how to set up objectives. So before we jump into VOD, I want to talk about how you set up objectives first. Okay. So this one, it's not really difficult. It's very, very simple. Okay. When let's say you want to do Drake, how do you
Can I say something?
Yep.
And you correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, sure.
Like in my understanding, it's like okay, objective. Let's say Drake is up in 40.
Mhm.
Then you should base and run there, so you have around 15 seconds to 20 seconds before it spawns to set up vision, right?
Yep, that's really good. Yep.
But like I can't do that alone, right?
You can't set up vision alone. No, of course not.
How would you direct that?
Okay, so it's not. The thing is, in solo queue, like today, for example, I'm playing the Master today, right, on stream. Like, it's like your support won't warm up for vision always, right? So the thing is, how do you, let's say fuck vision, right? How do we make sure we get the objective? The easiest, like, there's kind of like 3 steps, right? Like, what do you need for an objective? Usually, there's 3 things you need.
Depends on which side we are, right?
I mean, there's always going to be a constant here. There's always 2 constants that are in every single objective.
Okay, so if we want to have a pink in the pit to clear their vision,
this is not constant. That's not needed. No, if they can't access these areas, why would the pink match?
Okay, yeah, we need priority.
Yep. So that's the main thing, right? You need priority, and which prior is most OP? Do you think?
I would say, like, I think you would correct me. I would say bot prior, but you would correct me with mid prior, right?
Yep, it's always going to be mid prior because, like, the most important bush for objectives is always going to be this bush. It's called banana bush. This is the most important bush. So whoever pushes mid gets this bush. Also, if you have mid prior, right, you can kind of run down S2. And because it's easier to take the wave here, right? S2, like, let's say this guy, it's more easy. Like, most people will always default to bot lane, which is like the wrong choice. So the thing is, always take mid. Mid laner.
Sorry, what do you mean by that? Default to bot lane?
So a lot of junglers, what they do is they always run bot before an objective. But this is actually bad, right? Because even if you run bot, if your mid laner is stuck here, right? It's much harder for him to walk. Like, imagine one person walking compared to 2. Like, these guys can always walk in here slowly, right? But this guy, he's fucked if he's staying under here because the 2v1 is much harder than the 3v2 kind of. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a factor. But the thing is, the most important thing for objectives is always going to be mid push, vision, and you need to have numbers, right? So your teammate, you can't just have prior, and let's say your teammates are in shit condition, they can't play, right? That's useless.
Yeah.
So you need to ensure everything is good. Now, the easiest way to set objectives is, let's say if you're playing Drake, how do you want to clear into the Drake? Like what do you want to do before the Drake? Let's say if it's first Drake or second Drake. Let's just talk about the first Drake.
I want to clear my weak side, so in this case, top side.
Yeah.
And it depends. If I have time, I would clear my strong side as well. And if I don't have time, I would skip them.
Yep, that's perfect, right? So you know that you always want to clear into the objective, right? So that's the main thing. So this is like the most efficient way. Now the thing is, what I feel like a lot of people do wrong, right, is they will go 5 and they'll go 6 on here, right? I think you go 6 on here, then it's much easier, and we'll kind of see it. But this is like a very easy concept to grasp, right? Like you need to get mid push to go for the objective.
Yeah.
Right. So let's kind of we'll keep this in mind, and then we'll talk about the game now. Okay. So we'll let me pull this over to the screen. We'll talk about this game now. So we understand this. Now we'll talk about the game. Okay. Oh, by the way, why'd you take inspiration here?
I usually take the freeboots and Cosmic, but I also saw the video on Trinity, so I swapped to Jack of All if we are heavy on AD. Okay. But in most of my games, I go actually Resolve second because I most of the time have a shielding support and I like the Revitalize, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Revitalize is good. The thing is, however, when you're playing against champions, especially like Viego, right, which is like a very common matchup, like you want to make sure you beat him in the early game, right? You want to kind of dominate before level 6 because once he hits level 6, he's low-key a little bit stronger than you if he plays with his team, right, in a 4v4 setting, kind of. So you want to make sure you dominate the early game. So you want to give something to buff up your early game because he's not weak early, right? He's not like a freaking trying to think of a champion that's mega weak early.
Would you go bone plating then, or
no? I would go sorcery, water walking, and celerity. Water walking is OP in fights. It's OP.
Okay.
It's really really OP. So it allows you to kind of beat this guy out in these fights, if that makes sense. So I kind
of find it hard. I kind of find it hard because there are actually so many good secondary trees for Volibear.
Yes, you're right. But the thing is...
you have like Celerity, which gives you in a game like 2,000 extra movement or something.
Yep.
And you have like Revitalize, which gives you in general like 1.8k extra healing and 2.5k extra shielding or something.
Yeah, and that's big, right? But the thing is, you gotta understand, like, Volibear is like slowest. I mean, it is a snowball champion, right? You need to kind of get ahead early for you to kind of like unleash his kit, right? Like there are champions like Mundo where you can be behind and you can just make a comeback. Volibear is not like that. If you're behind, you're low-key kind of cooked, right? Sometimes you feel useless. You're just a stun bot. I'm sure you've had those games, right? Where you just legit feel like a Q-bot. So the thing is, you need to get ahead early. So you need to kind of supplement your early game. So what Water Walking gives you, right, is it gives you like 13, probably gives you around 17 AD, I think, around, in the river for first Drake, right? That's massive. That is completely massive, right? So that's why I think Sorcery is really good against Bruiser junglers. Or like skirmishing junglers, like Viego, Shinjal, Vi, these sort of junglers. I think Water Walking is a must take. That makes sense.
Okay, but that's like 90% of them, right? Like I've rarely seen something like a Lilia or something.
Because Bruiser is a meta right now, you know? That's why. So that's why you see, like, if I show you on, wait, where is it? You just look on this, right? Like I pretty much am defaulting to Celerity a lot of times because almost every jungler, I've played so many games of support, it's actually disgusting. I got keep getting filled. But this game I went different. This game I went different because that's why this game I just went different. But every game I almost default to Sorcery second. Like you can see here, Sorcery. Just because it's just...
But would you even consider Resolve second then?
I really dislike it, to be honest, because I feel like there's no point getting tankier. I'd rather get movement speed. I think movement... Like, I always see... But this is because of the way I see the game, right? I'm not saying mine is right, but this is the way I see the game. You should always use runes and items to compensate for your weakest areas. When you're playing a champion like Volibear, which has good... It has good stats, right? You like. I feel like you need to supplement your weak areas. So I feel like what's Volibear's weakest area? To me, it's movement speed, right? So if I can deal with movement speed in my runes and items, then I can just really utilize the kit. So I don't like Resolve secondary. But I've said before, Resolve secondary is fine if enemy is very melee heavy.
Okay.
Because if they're very melee
Would
heavy, you can
you
proc a lot of E, you can proc W often, right? So then it's like fine. Then, and you can also proc
would you
like,
go shield bash, or would you go like the whatever 8 magic resistant armor or something?
you can go both. You can go both. It depends on what you need, right? Like if you feel like you need to be stronger early, you can go shield bash. I would always default to the other one though.
What I'm also struggling with is like most of the time I'm single frontline, right? Because I'm like in 90% of my games I first pick
Yep.
because I just swap because I don't really care about the
Yep.
matchup, to be
And there's
honest.
not like too many counters to you, right? Like there's just bad matchups, but not counters. Yep. I think it's good.
But like most of the time I'm single frontline, and
Mhm.
I don't feel that I can
Tank it
really
up.
be that.
Yep. You feel like it's hard to tank it up. And that's true, right? Like the thing is on Volibear, it's kind of fucked if you're solo frontline. Like it is really hard, right? But that's why you. I mean, that's like a hard thing. I understand why you're saying that. Like you feel you're too squishy, right? The thing is when you
Yeah.
get free items, it's a bit better. But if you're really
Yeah.
struggling to team fight, right? Which is a fine.
Like I think I'm the most squishy I've ever felt is like in the until
Visage.
yeah, probably like until like the first item. After the first item it's okay, but before the first item you get blown up so
I actually feel like
quick.
after the first item, that's when you feel the squishiest. Because if enemy jungler gets first item and you just have cosmic, you feel the squishiest then. That's how I feel, you know?
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. But that's why on Volibear, like the biggest skill is you need to pick your fights wisely, right? That's why, like I'm telling you, one big issue you have is you're not weighting numbers. Like I know we're saying it's like you feel like you're getting blown up, but I think a huge. I'm not saying like I'm not putting it all on you, right? Of course, it's not all. It's never going to be a complete.
No, it's all good. I know I'm griefing. I just don't know where I'm griefing,
Yeah,
to be
like,
honest.
but
Like I feel that I'm playing bad, but I can't pinpoint it.
yeah, but the thing is, like, you on Volibear when you're also a frontline, it's that much more important that you take good fights. Because if you don't take good fights, right? Like I just played the game just then. I was completely disconnected from my team. I got blown up every fight, right? So it's very important you're connected with your team and you play good fights. You play with numbers, right? Because if you have numbers, then you don't get blown up that easy. That's just how the game works, like on any champion, right? So the thing you need to watch out for is numbers. But one thing I will say, a very good tip for you that I can give, which is something one of my coaches told me, is if you are really struggling in team fights, what you can do is play through side. Now, let's just make a fictional example here, okay? Let's say, let's say there's no objective on the map. We don't have to worry about any objective for the map. And usually bot lane and support are mid lane, right? Let's say this is like 25 minutes into game, right? 25 minutes into game. Yeah. We can keep everything else like this, okay? Now, the thing is like, how do we create a numbers advantage? How do we create a numbers advantage?
With a tempo advantage.
Yeah, but yes, but that's too general. Like how would you go about creating, let's say this guy is your strongest member. How are you going to create a numbers advantage?
We would need mid push, and then I can like flank the mid laner on bot lane.
Okay. But let's say if you can't get this, what if you can't get this push? I'm gonna make it easier. He shows on vision.
Yeah, I would like if I wanted it depends what I want. Like if there's no objectives up, and if I want to kill that mid laner, I would sweep and try to flank him, I guess.
Okay, so the thing is, what you shouldn't always think about killing, right? Because sometimes you won't get the kill. So the way I think about it is, it's always going to be a good play if you can get something out of it either way. Okay, so you're always going to get something out. So what I would do is I would push here, and the reason being that this guy is going to be stuck. This guy's going to be stuck here, right? He's going to be catching the wave here. If you now let's say you can't kill him. Let's say he flashes away. He's still going to be stuck here catching the wave, right? If you push with your top laner. Right?
Yeah.
Or you don't have to push him, you just hover him, right? Just make sure you're there. And if the enemy mid walks up, obviously you can kill him. In Emerald, you're going to get a lot of kills very easily like this, right? When you get to Grandmaster Challenger, if you do, right, it's going to be much harder, right? Because people understand this. So let's say you don't kill him even, right? What do you actually get from this play? What you get is right now you have a 4v3 right here. Because this guy your top laner still need to be there.
Okay. So you would hover him to make him rotate with you.
Yep. You push out. Pretty much the concept is you push out one side and all in the other side quickly. So if you are struggling in team fights, that's the best way to win. That's the best way to come back into the game. Is pushing out one side and forcing on the other side. Because if you push out one side, enemy has to respond to that side, right? Then you can create a numbers advantage on the other side. So if one thing you're struggling with, this will be a very neat trick you can use. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just like the struggling part is kind of vague for me because like
Okay, so I think let's just go into the VOD then maybe, and we'll be easier, you know, because we will see if it's your game. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about is boots. I feel like this game Tabis was a big grief. I don't know how you feel about that.
Could be. I just thought that because
Viego?
Viego is going a crit and we have Kaiser.
Yeah, I think you don't want to default to Tabis boots unless there's very good value here. There's not too much value for you, so I would not go. I would have gone Irony boots instead here because it would let you get a lot more picks, especially when your team has no engage. Like you have 0 engage here, right? So you need to kind of be that engage source. Having your flash off CD earlier is really valuable. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Small thing here. I think you know, to get this trick done, I know you probably get it most of the time. Just eat on the grump, and it's easier. And you can walk up like this while you're doing, but just eat the grump. So that'll be an easier way. But I know you probably hit this 99% of the time.
Oh wait, it didn't hit it. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't hit it.
Yeah.
Right, don't worry, bro. It happens, bro. Okay. One thing I know you. Okay, so why do you go Krugs over red here? Can I ask? This is not a bad play or anything, but I think you can do better.
Because like everybody always tells you that syncing is OP.
Who says?
Like I watched a lot of YouTube, and they always say you have to sync up your camps.
Sync up these 4, right? Now, the thing is true, but I'm gonna be honest. 99% of the time, before your second clear, you're gonna overspend some time bot lane, so they're gonna be synced up either way. Okay. So that's how I feel about it, right? Now, why? I think in most games, I'm not gonna lie. In most games, you're right. You should do Krugs first, right? This is one of the rare games where your bot lane has very good prior. Now, when my bot lane has very good prior. Okay, actually, first question: where's Viego in the path? Top or bot?
You don't know right now.
But where do you think, if you're being realistic?
Like realistic, pathing bot lane. Like
he's not gonna path to
80% of all junglers.
Yeah, exactly, right? So he's gonna path bot lane. Okay, now that we know this, right? If my bot, I'm just gonna explain this to you. If my bot lane has really good prio, what does that also mean?
They would probably get ganked, and
very
I can counter gank.
So what I like doing is instead of doing this red buff where I'm pretty much opening here, right? If I do Krugs and then red, I'm pretty much opening here, right? What I like doing is doing red and then Krugs, so I'll run down here to cover, and I know this guy's gonna gank, and I just killed him free.
But okay, but most of the time I feel like volley clear is so fast I can sit in the pixel brush.
Yep.
For counter gank. Would you? Is that?
No, that is even better.
If you sit in the lane.
If you clear fast, clear fast enough, but you don't clear slow, right? That is even better. 100%, 1000%, it's better. But if you see here, the mistake you're making is you're opening here, but your Katarina is not in trouble right now. We know this guy's not in trouble, right? But look, who's in trouble? Our bot lane. Our bot lane's in deep trouble. Look how far pushed they are, right? And we're not there to cover. Now, I'm not saying doing Krugs before red is bad. In most instances, as I said, it's better, right? But if you're not here to cover this, it's really bad. And your bot lane should never die here. With the way that, like, if you look at the lane, right? They should never die here, right? Look at Kai'Sa and Braum HP. Kai'Sa and Blitz HP, right? They should never die with this lane state. So my mindset is always, I want to facilitate my lanes in bullying the enemy team, right? And if you do red and then Krugs, you're closer to bot lane, right? So let's say if Viego skips a camp, let's say he skips blue buff, right? If he skips blue buff, we're closer.
But don't you lose out big time if he just does the crab and then?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can open here because your clear is fast enough on Volibear. This is like one of the rare champions where you can do this. So he's clearer. You're gonna be able to take crab either way because you're right next to it, right? So you can see if he takes crab. You can either look for a bot gank, you can either be a human ward for your bot lane, or even drop a ward there, or you can take the skull. You have 3 choices here, much more options than opening into here, much more.
Yeah, makes sense.
But this is the takeaway here is for when you have prior bot lane. When you have when your bot lane is bullying enemy bot lane, this is what you do. 7 times out of 10, your teammates are not going to have prior, right? So of course, what you do is fine.
But then you would use your second smite on red, right? So you are faster.
Second smite on red? No. I don't need to be faster. You can save your smite. You clear at 317. I mean maximum if you do this. So you have plenty of time to be here and then look for a gank before crab. You will have plenty of time, trust me. Okay. So that's kind of one thing I feel like it's like a lost opportunity here, right? It's just a lost opportunity because here our bot lane is bullying. Like look at their condition, right? And you can see what enemy's condition is, right? Really much fucking worse, right? And our bot lane is the one that dies. And I think this is negligence on your part. Okay, so I think this is a mistake you made.
Yeah.
Here I think you go for this one. I think this is a good play. This is a really good play. You got him, and it's fine. 1 for 1. You take that because. I mean, you're basing anyway, right? Like, Kaiser probably wants to stay, so that's a fine play. Everything else here is good. Okay. 608. Yeah, here it is. All right, so your teammate wins a fight here, and you go for this Drake. Why is this Drake bad?
Because Kata bases and Lucian is low, and he also bases.
And you have no mid-pro. So, remember the two things we talked about, right? Was mid-pro, teammate's condition, and vision. We have 3 things, right? Which one of those 3 do we have?
Instead? Would you just go for a deep ward then?
What I would do is I would just ward the Drake and base.
Okay.
And I would insta plane to top, or since you have so much free time here, what I would do is did this guy have TP here? I don't know if he has TP. Let's say he doesn't. I would probably reset and open mid because I have a timer here. Now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to kind of explain something, right? This is like I'm not sure if you know this, but usually on your clear, what are your 2 gank timers? Do you know?
Like after first clear, I have like from I don't know 3:15 to 4 minutes something.
Yep. So you have the timer is here, right? After you finish your full clear, you can be here, or the timer is after you finish this, reset open. Your second timer is here before you full clear. So you kind of have 2. So this is like 2, 1. These are your 2 timers, right? And then you do your full clear after, and then you're gonna have 2, right? So it's just like every clear, it's like you have 2 gank timers, right? So it's very, very simple. And here, pretty much what you're doing is you're using the gank timer. You're resetting. So you take your reset a little bit earlier, and you're going to use your timer here instead. Now, if you really want to open, let's say your bot lane was hard stomping, you want to keep playing around them, you can open Drake here, and then you can just invade bot side if you really want to. Otherwise, you could also go mid, get a kill, and do a full clear into your bot, get a Drake on the 3rd clear. If they don't do it now, okay? And if they do it now, we're kind of tilted, right? Because it's like we have a winning bot lane. I'm playing Volibear against Viego, and I'm giving the Drake. But the thing is, it's fine because you got so many kills here, right? It's like completely fine, you know? Like you get such a big gold lead. If they go for the Drake, the only thing you have to make sure is you're trading the grubs for it, so you don't give both grubs and Drake, you know? Make sense?
Yeah.
Am I saying anything here that you want to ask? You want to ask questions or you don't understand?
No, it makes sense. It's just that.
No, I'm just asking a question. Yeah.
I'm thinking about how I would like in my head in this scenario was like, okay, I have time, so I'm using my I know the term timer, you know, like I know, okay, I have a timer and I can use my timer and I thought I can use my timer for this Drake.
But the thing is, I mean, you can use your timer for this Drake, but you just won't get it because your team isn't there to support, you know?
Because my DPS is low.
Well, no, not your DPS has nothing to do with this. The issue is your team isn't there, so they have numbers, so they can just coerce you off the Drake if they want to. So even if you have, like, let's say double your DPS, you will not get this Drake, right? Because once that Viego throws that E, you know you have to respect that because your team isn't here, correct? Right? And so what you do here is you end up just wasting time, and then you base now, right? Instead of basing earlier, and you pretty much got no play, right? You went from having 2 play opportunities to no play because you didn't respect your laners here, I think. You didn't understand they needed to base, so now it's bad for you, right? Because here, like, even here, I can tell, because I've been in this position before. I used to play like this. You really want the Drake, but the truth is you just can't go for the Drake when your laners need base. Even though it's really good for the game, it's not good for them. They need to be selfish. They need to think about their perspective, right? They can't throw their game for a Drake, for a Chemtech Drake early, especially, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense? But again, this is like a small thing. From now on, this mistake is not going to happen again because you're going to know 3 things we're looking at: prio, lane, condition, vision. If we have all 3, we can start. If we don't, we can't start. Here, you didn't have, you can't have vision because you knew 2 were dead, right? But you didn't have the other 2, so you knew you can start. So in future, this mistake is not a mistake you're going to make, so don't worry too much about it, okay? I think here, you do the setup well. This is good. This is really good because... Why? You have push in both lanes. Yeah, your teammates are in condition to move, and Vigo's bot side. So that's a legit perfect Drake. So that's a perfect one compared to a imperfect one from before. Okay. Now you do here the okay. Let's talk about this. I think okay. This point. Okay, so you just finished your third Fulker. I'll just remind you. Okay, I have a certain perspective on this. And you can agree or disagree, right? But this is the way I would play it. I would have actually went bot here before I reset.
To hover.
Nope, to gank.
Or
because look there, HP.
Dive.
Here. Yeah, I would dive. Do you know why I would do this?
Because of my ultimate is up.
Yep, but also because Viego should not be there. Because look at when he finishes Fulker. 8:53. Do you think he will stay bot side for 1 minute, doing nothing?
No.
Right,
no.
he'll go back to his Fulker again, right? So there's a big chance Viego isn't there. Second thing, I don't know if I can see it. I saw it then just
like in my thought process was like
you have
I
items,
have a
so you want
finished
a base.
item. Yeah, exactly.
I understand that, but the thing is, you're completely correct. Most of the time, it's fine, except for this is a thing, right? This is like a very high level concept we're talking about here. So this is not something you should I expect you to know or anything. But your ult is really OP, right? And your bot lane combo
is it though? You only block like one shot, rank 1.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's really OP and it's really OP for dive with Lucian Nami. Like for champions like this, it's really OP because one shot is massive, right? It's like completely massive. Unless you can block 2 if you use it at the right moment. But the point is here, right? I forgot when you. Okay, here is it where this is where? Okay, so you can see their HP is not like mega high, right? Right here, I would have insta cancelled because I know Viego is going to be topside. Second thing I know is would you rather have your ult up when you recall or down?
Down, of course.
Right, because you want to be efficient,
and
right?
then you can base.
Yeah, you want to maximize it. So I think here resaying with your ult up it's like you don't have to rush your camps because the only camp they can invade is what?
The Gromp.
The Gromp, right? And if we get 2 kills on bot for a Gromp, do we care?
No.
Right, we don't care. So I think here, if you only have, let's say if your Wolves are up and your Blue was up, maybe if you have 3 camps to trade, I can understand this recall because you have item as well. Here, when you know Viego, you should know Viego isn't bot side. I think you didn't know Viego wouldn't be bot side here, right? I told you this, right? Or did you know?
I saw it. You saw it on the minimap, but I didn't. I don't know if I saw it in the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of like, yeah. So that's kind of why. What do you think about this play? Do you think I'm right or no?
I think you're right. In my gut feeling, I would die under tower probably.
Yep.
Because I don't know, I have such bad experiences
with diving
with the level 1 ult. Like after level with level 2 ult, it's fine, but like with level 1 ult, you block one shot and then you get like 60% tower damage anyway.
Yep.
Like I don't really know how to set up dives correctly because like I feel like every time I try to dive, it works like a third of the time, and I just get blown up 2/3 of the time.
Okay, well, we can kind of talk about it. I mean, obviously it's hard because we don't have like a full example here, right? But for dive, usually what you want is either on a cannon or a stacked wave, so the wave has to be pretty decent, right? Because then they lose a lot, right? The second thing you want is you need to make sure your team has cooldowns to follow up, so it's not just you ulting in, your team has no cooldowns, right? So CDs are really big. Third thing is you need to track what their sums are, right? And you need to look at their HP and their sums. If they're full HP, maybe you're not getting that dive off. Though I will say with Lucian Nami, even if they're full HP, you will probably one-shot both of them, or one of them at least, you know? So, so condition is another one. And the fourth thing, which is the most important thing, is where the enemy jungle is. Okay. So these are kind of the four things to think about when you're playing for dives and stuff like that. Okay? And one thing is more of mentality. I don't like coaching mentality too much because it's like I'm not like a psychologist or anything, right? But I do understand that sometimes it could be a bit shit, right? That you fail 1 or 2 dives. But the thing is, if you the more you dive, the more you will get better at it. You know, if that makes sense.
Of course.
So you need to I know it's like kind of like you've been through it, you're like, fuck it, it's not a good experience. But if you don't try it, you'll never know your limits. You never know when you can, right? I'm gonna be honest. Me, I think I probably dive level 6 every game of Volibear.
Okay.
And that's just because but also diving is like one of my strongest suits, right? I'm really good at playing dives. But yeah, that's why I do it. I think it's like probably the most broken part about the champion, if I'm being honest. I think you can really abuse early leads with this, and you can generate early leads with this as well. So I think it's really, really broken. And I will only dive on strong side is another thing that's important. Because diving usually takes time. So if you dive on weak side, you're pretty much leaving your strong side out to dry, and they're your carry, right? So you never want to dive on weak side, in my opinion. Or less rarely, you know? Okay, we got that. That is huge. Okay, that's a big thing, by the way. So if you have any questions, make sure to ask me. And never mind interrupting me when I'm speaking. I never mind it, so don't worry. Okay, here. What's a mistake? I need you to tell me what this mistake is. You're playing for the Drake here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you. Can you fight right now?
We have no mid prior, so no, I guess.
That's not the most
Like,
important. That's not the biggest.
Cassio is here, and Katarina is not, so we have a numbers disadvantage.
Yep, that is the biggest thing, right? That is the biggest thing there, is you have numbers disadvantage. And the second thing you can look at is your bot lane. Like, you have a bot wave, you're losing a bot wave here. But that should be your laner's job, but you can probably also look at it as a jungler. You can't play here. You don't have good waves on either lane. Katarina is not here. You have really shit vision. You know, you have nothing here, pretty much. You have there's no reason to play here, okay? Now, this play, I think, is like a very good example of your issues. Okay, so first off, you should not go in there. You understand why? Because Katarina isn't there, right?
Yeah.
Second, from a mechanical standpoint, you should never engage, like... Wait, do you have Q here? Oh, you don't have Q here. I see. Like, you should never engage just with your ult. This is, like, really bad, in my opinion. Because if he has flash or whatever, he can, like right now, if he just ults you, you're cooked, you know? So what I would do is what I would have done is I would have waited. If I really want to play this point, right, I would have waited for my Q and then Q flash auto ult.
Like, okay. So what I should have done is pink them away, do my raptors until Katarina is there, and then we can play.
Yep, you should be efficient here. Here you should just be efficient. So do your raptors here.
Raptors.
Like why are you sitting here when there's no way you're gonna do this Drake on this timer? There's no way, impossible, right? So why would you sit here when you can't do it, right? When you can just be farming in camps, right? It just doesn't make sense. Now doing the skeleton here is perfectly fine. Taking out vision, really good. But then it's like we grief it here, right? This is the point where we grief it, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, again, if I released the mechanics guide today on Volibear. It pretty much
I saw it.
So you know your ult damage is unflashable if you stun first, right? So
yeah,
I would always lead with Q before I ult. So blind ulting like this when he's face checking you is like not good in my opinion. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's And one thing you could have done is you should have done your raptors, or if you really want to stay here because you're worried you're going to lose the banana bush control, you can just sit here and deny control. So both are fine. You can go raptors. But I would have gone raptors earlier, so I wouldn't have. I would have gone raptors on this timer, right? And I would have come back to sit in this bush. And Katarina will be almost same time as you then. Okay. So that thing is just about numbers, and I think it's one of your biggest issues. This is going to recur in a few instances in this game. Okay, here. All right, one thing just for ganking, right? Don't walk too close to him. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna open Epic Pen. I'll show you. It's good that I have this.
You mean, like you said in the guide today, to be patient with your Q?
I mean, that is a big part of it, right? But here, the trajectory of your gank is not... let's say if it's another champion. It's fine here because it's Gwen, right? But if he has Ghost or whatever, it could be harder. Like, you're walking like this, right? This is the kind of the angle you're walking at. What I think is better is you should walk like this. Because then he can never walk out. You know, he has to either walk into suicide, into the sound, or you just kill him. You know. So I think your trajectory is a bit skewed. The second thing is here. I think you use your Q too early. Because you have there's no incentive for you to Q this early. There's no reason. You know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think it's just queuing a little bit too early, and also
By the way, do you see I have target champions only on, but I still stunned the minion?
Do you have target champions on?
I activated now. Do you see the mouse?
Yeah, I see.
And I still stunned the minion.
Dude, I think that is legit how Gwen W works. I don't know why, but I also have the same thing. That happened to me today as well.
Like,
Yeah, that is a little weird. I think it happened twice this game, by the way, in your game.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that should. Hey, listen, bro, that shit happens, bro. That shit happens, bro. But there, I think is just holding your Q, so I'll just be a bit more careful with that. But I think the next sequence, honestly, I know I've like we talked about points you're playing bad, right? But I think the next sequence, you play like all of this, you play like a play fine. Here, small thing. Here, what is the issue here? Why? Like again, we're talking about fight timers, right? Why is this a bad fight timer? Do you know?
Because of mid push, or
Well, a few things. First, you have no mid push, so there's no advantage, right? So we agreed there's no advantage of you taking this fight.
yeah.
Right? Because it's mid push. That's why, like, the thing about mid push is sometimes you're fine with there being no advantage, right? Because maybe you have an advantage in levels, you have an advantage in items, then you don't need mid push, right? But usually mid push gives you an advantage. So if the game is close, like it's 10-12, right? You want to mid push as much as possible. Now, the issue here is that your top laner is in a really bad position to fight. Okay, so not only is he chunked out, what has Gwen been doing this entire time? Your top laner has been trolling.
Yeah, and he has to collect the wave.
He has to collect the wave, right? Or he loses out a wave, and you go for a flip fight. So that's not good either, right? So the issue here is your Sion can't join, but you're ulting like this. So you're not looking at what your team is doing. You're only focusing on the fight, focusing on what enemy's doing. And yeah, this Cassio is fucking griefing here, bro. Yes, he is griefing. But he's not griefing, because if you take into account your top laner, he's not griefing, right? So it's kind of like, you're really good at understanding when the enemy makes mistakes, but you're not good at understanding when to punish them, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but
it makes sense. Like, but I don't like. How do I recognize this?
The easy way to recognize is before every play, you need to make sure waves are pushed. So you need to look at your minimap. You need to collect information. One thing you're not doing is you're looking at the enemies a lot, but you're not looking at your laners too much. Now, I will say your camera control early is good, but when I'm looking at here, I'm just looking. You're not looking at the waves ever. You never look at the waves here, right? I have not seen you look at the wave, top or mid wave here. Let's just see let's see from this. If you ever look at top or mid wave, you're looking at champions, you're not looking at waves, and that's the biggest mistake. Because champions only tell you so much. You see, you have not looked at the wave yet. See? Are we looking at the wave? We're not. That's why we don't. This information isn't being fed to us because we're not looking at it. We're only looking at the champions, right? So one thing you have to do, you have to get in the habit of, is either look at minimap or look at waves. Now, if you're good enough to look at minimap to understand waves, then all power to you. For me, I always find it easier to look at the waves itself. Minimap is useful. But if it looks a bit sus, then I'll always look at the wave itself. Okay? So I think here, the takeaways here, you just need to look at the waves. Because if your teammates' actions are dependent on the waves, right?
Yeah.
Especially like this Edo is not silver, it's not bronze. Emerald. Players are good enough to know they have to catch waves or they fall behind, right? So if their plays are dictated by waves, or to know whether it's a good fight or not, you just have to look at the waves. It's really that simple. It's not a hard concept, and I'm sure you can get it. You know? Okay. So that's the takeaway. So that's why you guys lose this fight, right? I mean, you guys end up winning it because Katarina's bound champion. We all know that shit, right? Here, I said a good play here. Why was this a good play? This was a very good punish, by the way. Very good punish. Really, really nice. So you picked him. You have mid push here, right? I'm trying to show you like an ideal version of the setup, and you just do it here right now, right? You have mid push. You use your pressure there to use your pressure in mid, right? You pressure in mid to overload 4 people on bots, and then you get the kill, right? It's that simple. So it's kind of like the 2 things we talked about earlier. You're doing them both in this play, right? But you're just not knowing you're doing this, but you are doing this, right? So this is really, really good. Okay. This is whatever. I mean, they're just running it here. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about your mid game. All right. So how do we listen? We're 3 drakes down this game. Sorry, we're 3 drakes into this game, right? This is 20 minutes now. How do we decide where do we want to path when there's no objective up? Do you know?
Like, I don't know. I guess you would path towards your carry, right?
Perfect.
Because like
it's that simple. Yeah, it is that simple, right? So if your top laner is fed, or your mid lane is fed. Actually, it depends, right? If it's a fed Sion, you're not popping towards him because you don't give a fuck. But if it's a fed Katarina, or if it's like, let's say usually you have bruisers, right? Because again, you said you always get like your Soa's frontline, so let's say you have bruisers, right? Just look at which one's more fed, and then let's say if your top laner is more fed, right? Let's say your mid lane's bottom now. I can't be bothered moving. Just start your camp on bot side and then clear into your top laner, right? Then you strong side him. So in early game, you want to play into objectives, right? In mid game, when it's around 20 minutes, you want to play into your strong side. So it's kind of like a strong side, weak side concept, right?
Okay.
So if you have this mindset, mid game is really, really easy. Here, I think you kind of get baited by the way the Katarina's walking, right? So you're like, you thought he was going to open bot, but when he opens top here, take this red and then walk back top.
Yeah, like I didn't know, like Atakan spawned.
Yep.
I pinged it a bunch of times, but I know I can't do anything because I'm alone.
Then what do? Do you know?
Yeah, I wanted to walk back to my garage.
No.
But
yeah, but what you do is if you're like, fuck, they might be on Atakan, but I can't go face check it, right? You face check here, you're just gonna end, be honest with me, right?
Yeah.
But we're like a bit desperate, so we want to see it. So the best thing you do is use pray to God, bro. That's straight up. Like no, I'm kidding.
You go from bot lane?
No, you should go mid lane. So it's never wrong to go mid lane because you're not going to be able to contest it either way, right? But there is a chance they haven't started it yet, right? So if you push mid and then go, maybe there's a chance they haven't started it, then you can contest. You know?
Okay.
Does that make sense? So just think about it like that. So if you can't,
even if I'm like, Katarina is like fed, so we have like we are like Nami, Lucian, and me. So we push mid lane, and then
you can walk down, and maybe you won't be able to fight it. Maybe you won't be able to fight it, but at least if they're like if they don't respect it, then you can kill them, right? So it's like, let's say if someone recalled early, then you can kill them, you know. But I think if they take away here. So do you understand that part first?
So it's like the same again that that we need mid push to free up the laners.
Yep.
So
but not fully that. There's also like it's also the fact that if you can never face check, right? This is just desperation here. I can tell.
Yeah, like I can't. Like I know I can't walk there. Like I.
But you're still like fuck. They're gonna go to the Atakan, bro. Like fuck it, bro. Let's just walk there. Let's just give it a go. You know. I can respect it. But it's just you can if you're in these situations always go for mid. I know it sucks, right? Because maybe they sneak the Atakan while you're doing that, but it's just what you have to do. There's no other better option, you know. Okay. Small thing here. The takeaway here actually. I know I kind of rambled on there. The takeaway here is when you're weak side right now, because you're on weak side right now, because your Katarina is top, you can't walk this aggressively. So this might be a rare situation, but you need to understand when your strongest team member is on the other side of the map, never play this aggressively. So never walk like this. Always walk the safe way into doing your camps. So walk like behind like that, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so it's just understanding when you're on weak side, when you're on strong side, and then playing accordingly. So you need to play accordingly to which side you are. Okay, let's show another moment. You do good plays here, by the way. I won't compliment you anymore because I've given you a few. Let's look at this, okay? Let's look at this. Drake. Okay, so you just made a good play here, right? And you got out. Can you play this, Drake?
No, we're two people.
Yep, Katarina's top. Lucian dead.
Oh, I'm alone actually.
Now I'm dead. Nami dead.
Yeah.
So, and they're all here, right? So, what can you do instead? What should you have done instead?
Besides recalling?
I mean, you should recall, but you didn't recall. You just sent it, bro.
Recall.
You was like, fuck him, bro. Like, hey, we ain't giving this shit, bro. This was me last year. That's all I did last year.
Int.
Yeah. The thing you should have done, right? If you're giving this Drake, you want to trade it for something. So what are you going to trade it for, right? The thing is, you recall. Recalling is the first good step because you staying here, you're never going to get this. Agree? This in hindsight, I know it's very easy to tell from hindsight, but in the game, you're just mad that you have to give this Drake. I know because I've been there, right? Especially when you're ahead this game, so you're thinking, right? Like why am I giving these Drakes, right? So, So the thing is, what makes it easier, right, is knowing how to cross map this. So the thing is like. Okay, we're giving this will make
what would I cross map? Would I cross map mid tier 2 or what would I?
Yeah, and that's the point, right? What do we cross map? So this is the hardest thing about this, right? Because right now, usually if there's a tier 2 up top, you're like, we'll just cross map disagree. It's very easy, right? Yeah. If there's camps here or there's free camps, we're like, we cross map the camps, right? It's really easy. You don't have both in this situation. So what do you cross map? That's a good question. Okay, and what you cross map is you cross map pressure. into play. Okay, and I'm just gonna explain it to you, and then if you don't, and then you're gonna have questions, and I'm gonna answer them, right? So if you're giving this thing, what I wanted you to do is reset, open here, push this wave out, and what do you do with this wave? Someone's gonna have to answer this wave, right? I don't care who. Let's say a top laner does. How many? Now you have 5 numbers on the map. You have 5 people on the map. They have 4 because this guy's forced here, right? You use that 5 to leverage a fight. Force something for this tower, for these camps, for these camps, for these camps, for these camps. Do something with it, right? And people in Emerald will always fall for this. They will always die to this because they don't respect this. So even though you can't get something instantaneously, right? Because there's no tower, there's no camps there. What you can do is you can leverage the pressure you get from it. So you're cross-mapping pressure for Drake, and you utilize the pressure you cross-map to generate a play after. So it's an indirect play. If that makes sense.
So you would have. I should have based, used the portals, and proxied our top wave.
Well, the thing is,
it's not a proxy because there's no tower, but you get what I.
Yeah. So you take that top wave high, so we call taking high, right, and then moving into mid to force the 5v4. Yep, that's what you should do. So I've been in your situation, right, where I really want to contest all Drakes, and I was like, every time I'll just fucking run in for it, like, I don't give a fuck, you know? But then, because I was like, I don't want to lose Drakes for nothing, right? Why am I losing Drakes? Because my team minted. But now, once I learned the concept where you can just cross-map pressure into forcing a play after, I'm not afraid of giving Drakes. Because if we give this Drake, I know I'm always getting something in return, right? So I'm never actually giving it. I'm just trading it, you know? And that will make it much easier for you to give objectives. Because right now, there's been a few times, I think maybe one time before, I forgot. Let me check the comments I made. I didn't even send you the sheet, by the way. Sorry, fuck me, my bad. Actually, I sent it to you after the session, it's fine. There's a few times where you just fight the uncontestable objectives. When in reality, you can just cross-map. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So once you know how to cross-map, which hopefully you have right after this, you'll be much better at it. So even though you don't have a tower, you can still cross-map. That's the thing. And the most OP thing about this, by the way, is Baron is coming up, so you can actually, even though you can also cross-map vision, Baron vision, which is better than whatever we talked about just then. Okay. Okay, let's talk about. Let's skim through this real quick. Okay, I mean this, by the way, was really good because you understood that you didn't have numbers here, so you walked back. So and you kill him, right, which is really good. And you make a good play, right? Because you respect them having numbers, right? And now the game is kind of into in your hands, right? In your hands. Now the thing here I didn't like is, okay, who is the 1v9 player in this game? I feel like who do you think it is?
Katarina, probably.
Yeah, I would say Katarina as well. So I think right now we don't make plays if Katarina is involved, right? So that's my theory. Katarina is dead right now, and I know you want to save, like right here, you take this. I know you want to save Lucian, right?
Yeah.
You can't do anything to save this guy. And it's easy to say from hindsight, but it's not just hindsight. You should know when he is, like, look at where he is. That guy deserves, I'm going to be honest with you, he deserves to die on the low. I mean, not on the low, he just deserves to die, right? Don't fuck your game to play for him. You have 2.2k cold. What's the important play on the map here? What's the priority on the map right now?
Base to get to spend my lead.
For the upcoming fight in 40 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Don't grief it to go to save someone who griefed. He's dead here. You just need to understand when to cut this play. This play is gone. He's dead. You won't be able to help him, right? So just, okay. and it's fine with him being dead, right? It's fine. He's fine to die because Blitz is dead for him. So it's a 1-for-1. And Katarina will be up for the Drake, which is the main carry you have. Okay? So right now I'm thinking, I'm not going to fuck the team fight over just to maybe have a 10% chance of saving this guy. It's a balance of probabilities. This guy can't be saved. Reset, play with your Katarina who's ultra fed, and play the 4v4. That's how I would think about this in this situation. Okay? And I know it might be hard in certain times. You'll get better at this the more you think about it. But the thing is here, you just need to know that right now, he is not your carry. Do not play with him. Don't play. Like, there's always a thing. Don't play if your strongest member is not in the fight, right? Your strongest member is not in the fight here. Don't play. Okay? So this is just a balance of probability. You just need to understand what your priorities are. Katarina, Hexactol, and then say, probabilities are in my favor. I'm not going to play that. Okie dokie? Okay.
Like, I feel like all the stuff you're explaining, by the way, thank you, is like, I understand it, and it makes sense, but I don't know if I can incorporate it. You know what I mean?
Yep. But the thing is, okay, so mainly so far we've talked about a few things, right? One is you need to look at wave states, correct?
Yeah.
Two,
Not like look for only fight with your fattest carry.
yep. But this is this a
Look
hard
for
thing
the
to do?
wave states and numbers advantage.
Yep. So right now we're just gonna focus on three things for now, okay? Wave states,
Okay.
numbers advantage, strongest member, right? Do you
Yeah.
think? Okay, so I understand that right now it seems hard, right? That's why we're gonna have a live coaching session to try to let you implement it, right? Do you think it's a hard thing to implement, like understanding when you have more numbers or understanding when your strongest carry is not there?
No, I think it's actually pretty simple. It's only that I don't trust my inner pig to.
But bro, you're not. But bro, you're not a bad player. Look at most of the plays you're making that we don't talk about. You're making good plays, right? So if you're already making good plays, just it's the thing is you're just not consciously thinking about these things. But now, hopefully, when I bring it to your attention, right now you know how to fix it, because you're right. It's not a hard thing to fix, right? It's a hard thing to recognize, though, is the issue. Because right now, I'm sure in this game you're probably thinking like, why are these fights so hard? We're up so much gold, right? But it's the reason is because you're not respecting, because there's more things to think about than gold, right? Gold is nothing if your people that have them aren't there, right? Gold is nothing if they're stuck on the waves. Gold is nothing if they're in base, right? So the thing is like your issue was never generating a lead. Your issue is that's not your issue. Your issue is understanding when to fight with that lead, when to consolidate that lead. Do you understand? So I think focus on these three things in these games, right? We're going to talk about a few more situations. I know it's going to be a bit confusing, but these are the three things I mainly want you to focus on, okay? So it's numbers advantage, wave states, and what was the third one? And playing with your strongest carry. So playing with your strong side, that's the main thing. But it's not, okay, yeah, we'll just leave that. I was going to say something else, but that would just make it more confusing. One thing here, E too early, Q too early. You want to Q to when your E is about to end. I don't think you got the stuff on.
Yeah, I saw it in the guide today,
Yep.
yeah.
So this is a small thing. So I think there you Q him so early that he kind of, I'm not sure if the silent Q didn't look like it was hitting either way, but yeah, it was just your E does land as well, so it's a bit weird for you, you know. Here this one's another good one. Yeah, this is the situation I was talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna play a situation now. I want you to tell me how to play it. Okay. Right now, so I want you to tell me. They're doing Baron. Katarina's dead. What would you? I'll let you replay this, right? So let's try incorporating what we talked about today. How would you play the sequence out?
I would actually just go to the Scion. Right? Like, I can't contest this.
That's an S play. Yep, that's an S tier play. The S plus tier play? No, that is an S plus tier play, actually. 100%. You're completely right. And the Elder is what you're playing for here as well, right? So you can play for Elder Vision, Elder Control, which is completely perfect. Now, what is enemy team going to do once they finish the Baron?
They're basing.
And then where are they going to go?
And defending the mid inhib, or the bot lane push that Scion is.
But where do they want to go?
I'll
open the map for you one more time.
They probably want to push mid and bot lane, or
Exactly
only
right.
mid lane,
So,
depending.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Even in GM, people do this. People will open here, so it's free pickings for you if you're insta there. Okay.
Can I though?
Yes, if your team is there, of course. I mean, either way, even if you don't pick them, right? Getting vision is way more valuable than sitting around here and just sticking around, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you gave the perfect answer here, right? So you're saying you're struggling to incorporate it, but you know it is easy for you, right? Once you understand this, like here, Katarina is your strongest member. He's not here, right? I mean, this, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good attempt. It was a really good attempt. But the thing is, it's just a flip. You're flipping the game here. If the enemies were better,
it's a flip, of course.
If the enemies were better, this is never going to be a flip. It's just a lost play. But because they're bad, because the Blitzcrank is running it, you get that, you know? Also here, by the way, I would buy a pink ward and Elixir of Iron. I would never buy crit. Elixirs are OP. Completely OP, especially Elixir of Iron. And pink wards are also OP when there's a big objective. So when you know the objective is going to be Elder, buy that shit. This crit cloak, will this change the fight? Be honest with me right now.
Of course not.
Of course not, bro. Right? Come on. Like, are you critting
Like,
with your fucking?
I don't believe I will get the lucky 15% crit and then into Elder Steel.
You know.
I got the steal, but not
You know?
because of that.
So it's like inconsequential, right? So remember, what's consequential is freaking control wards and elixir. So always go for the control ward and elixir. But the main that's like a big thing, by the way, because if you like, let's say if you, for example, let's say it's your fourth, let's say it's a soul fight, right? You have 500 gold. Let's say you have 1,200 gold. Then you can buy the fucking Zeal, maybe. Okay? But if you have like 900 gold, don't buy a giant spell. Buy Ruby Crystal and elixir. Okay?
Okay.
Because that's just more valuable. It's more gold efficient, you know? And
because the fight is important.
Yeah, well, it's a game design fight, right? So you want to make sure you're as strong as possible for it. And this Elder fight is the game design fight, right? And for this game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for the game design fight, for the soul fight, this game you couldn't because you didn't base, right? So you couldn't even buy anything. But yeah, so here I think it's just you said like everything I was gonna say. Just I mean, you could have even gone the blitz pick and then just chilled, right? But the thing is, go bots, say fuck it. The Baron is inconsequential, right? What matters here is what the Elder. Get the Elder control, play with your Katarina, who's the strongest member in the game, and win the game. You know? And you did win the game, but it's off. It's if you won the game off mechanics, not off intelligence, right? And there's only so many games you can win with mechanics.
Yeah.
And you are mechanically good, but your macro it can be improved for sure. And here, by the way, this is a fight that's really important. I think here at the start you play this fight perfectly. What I dislike is chasing after him here. Because your Lucian, if Diego is good, he can circle your Lucian. And your Katarina...
I just
oh
turned
my
right
days,
to
I
the
remember. He
Lucian.
flashed into the wall, yeah. But just don't go for flip kills, because right now you have no vision there. You're going in blind, right? Actually, Kaiser said, never mind, my bad, sorry. But still, it's like, just get the guaranteed kill. Don't go for this maybe kill, right?
Yeah.
Always go for guaranteed plays, especially when you spend your flash. Your flash is very important in Volibear, right? You're flipping a little bit. I know you thought you could get the end here. I also thought so. Wait, is this the one where you? No, this is the good one. Oh, you grief later on. Yeah, you grief later on. Okay, here this is where you win the game, right? You just came with the Zaza. I mean that shit is never gonna happen, by the way, against like better players. But I mean, it's credit to you, right? Like you legit walk in and steal it.
It looks so stupid, man.
Yeah, like they let you walk in and steal it. And I think the final mistake you make here is... I'm just going to let you tell me what the final mistake is, to be honest.
I went in without Katarina.
And?
Again. Yeah, Lucian is not on the map, so it's an even fight right now.
So no reason to do that, right? So here you're just impatient.
Yeah.
So the thing is just, again, 3 main takeaways I want us to put into practice today. Patience, waiting for numbers, right? That's one. Second thing, I want you to be more aware of wave states, okay? So it might take you some time to implement this, to correct this. I want you to look at the wave states. Try to look more at the wave states, okay? Third thing, why did I keep forgetting this? Why did I keep forgetting what the I had to write it down, thankfully. Third thing is play with your strongest member, okay?
Yeah.
And in mid game, walk towards him. And also, do you think we can add one more thing in there?
Sure.
I want us to kind of fuck. My chair is over my wire. 1 sec. Oh, shit, whatever. Oh.
You are right.
Alright. I want you to try to path towards your win con in mid game. I know you've done this game. I don't know if you usually do it, but I also want you to understand which side is strong.
I don't. That was unintentionally.
Okay. Because it's a really, really big thing, right? People always struggle with direction when objectives are down, right? And that's like a mistake a lot of junglers make, is they struggle with what am I supposed to do when the objective's down? Easiest way to know what to do is just path to your strong side. Super, super simple. It's like the simplest way to play the mid game. Okay? Let's queue up, buddy. Let's queue up, brother. Hello.
Okay.
Where is it? Back in?
Let me. I just share, right?
Yeah, you just share a screen. Okay. I thought you had Kinyan added on your thing.
Sorry?
Do you play Are you like a Volibear OTP?
Yeah. Like I switched to jungle. Like.
Bro, you used to play
2,
AC?
3. Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of just
Wait, you've
I
only
love
played jungle for 2-3 weeks.
yeah.
What the fuck? I thought you played it for ages.
No. I don't even have like a jungle title, so that's why it's called bot div. Um, but yeah, I kind of love this drain tanking style. That's why I tried to decide between Briar and Volibear, but I think Volibear is more
Bro,
my
do not play
style.
Briar. That is legit the worst champ in the game, bro. Do not play that shit, bro. Please. Briar is a really bad
And
champ.
I also know that as Volibear you fucking smack a Briar. Like
Yeah.
that's so
Bro, just
hilarious.
take lethal tempo and dick him down, bro. Like, type shit. That you nuke him. Uh, you don't always have to go this, right? I think if you go, like, non-cosmic builds, you can go Jack of all trades. I think it's fun. If you go
By the way,
Triforce...
what do you ban? Like usually I just
Bro, get
autopilot to ban
Get Talon
Lulu.
the fuck up out of here, bro. Get Talon the fuck up out of here, bro. If I play against Talon, bro, like,
Really?
dude, I could be playing 10 times better than him, and I'm 10 levels down, bro.
Okay. Wait.
You have it. You just don't. Oh, that's fine. You
Why Talon?
Because
Just asking?
he cheats the game.
Because of the wall hop or
Yeah, he cheats
why?
the game with his mobility. So he doesn't need. You don't need to have good macros to play Talon because you're cheating the game perma. I don't know if that makes
Is it the
sense.
same like isn't that the same principle as Kane then?
Yeah, but the difference is Kane doesn't fucking like. Bro, Kane can't jump walls perma. You know, like Talon jumps a perma, and Talon also has a
Hmm.
faster clear than Kane, which is another thing. And he has invis. It's just like Kane. I don't know if. I think it's harder to shut down champion when he has no invis, but Talon is just like really cancer to play against. But yeah, do you not have Captain Volibear, bro?
Of course I do.
Can you use it this game, bro? Please. It's my favorite screen, bro.
Like I don't know, I have the highest win rate on Captain Volibear. That's why
Bro,
I kind of save it.
you're a racist ass motherfucker, bro. Like, come on, bro. Sorry, my bad.
No, I good, I good.
Okay,
I kind of like your cursing to be honest. But...
I think this game, I was gonna say might be a press the attack game. I mean, actually, probably not. Okay, it's a press the attack game. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hey, good luck this game, brother.
Yeah, Jax is hard.
Well, it's Jackson Vi, bro. Like, I don't think your ass is hitting nobody this game, bro. It's fine.
That's
You have a very strong bot lane there, right? So you can always play through them, which is huge.
okay.
Dude, he can't pick himself, bro.
This is what I meant by the way with single front line.
Yeah, but here it's like, okay, so when you're playing these comps, right? Again, it's really important. Just you have to have the numbers because if you don't have numbers, you're gonna get cooked every fight, bro. I must be straight up with you.
Yeah.
So this is actually a good game that we get to practice on, right? It's a really good game. It's where it's yeah, it's a really good game to get practice on. But right now, it's like for me, I'm thinking right now if I'm in your shoes, right? Number one, I really want to get ball in the head. Number two, I have to track the Vi in fights. If he ults me, I need to buffer my ult. Because you know you can buffer the Vi ult with your ult, right? So you have to use your ult to
Yeah,
buffer
but
his.
only kinda, right? Like I know you can buffer CC, but you get CC'd anyway. You
Yep,
just like
but Vi ult you can completely buffer because it's a knockup. So you can buffer it completely.
okay.
So it's yeah, you can buffer Vi ult completely. There's a few other ones you can buffer completely. Vi something.
Yeah, like I know like how to like I don't know Lux binding, Morgana binding, all that shit. Like
Yep.
there's stuff you
But they
can
still stun
buffer.
you
It's
after those, yeah.
yeah, then you're just sitting there in ult form. It's
Yeah, but the
only
thing
like
is when
half
you
a
have ult form,
second
you have more range.
less.
So if they Q you, at least like, even though you're staying still, you can still stun them. You know, that's like kind of the good thing.
Yeah.
Wait, is your league not booting or what's going on, bro?
Oh, it just takes a while. I don't know why. It just takes
Really?
a while.
I've never seen this shit
Yeah.
happen. Usually, it's like I have to go task manager to close it and then reopen it. That's what I have to do.
I had that on my other PC, but since I've been playing on the laptop, I don't have that issue anymore.
Wait, is this a laptop?
I'm playing like the laptop is on the side. I have a full screen.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, oh yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I know what you mean. Okay. Some weird rune choices for sure, but let's go. Okay, so this game is one of those games where you're probably not going to get bot power, right? So you can do the clear you did, and probably look to get bot after. You can save my first life.
By the way, I feel so weak level 1. Like, Volibear level 1 feels so shit.
Yeah, it's pretty ass. You just aim. The thing is, oh, if you hit the E, your job is done. That's pretty much it. Okay. You can go put your ward down on the blue buff if you want. Reset. Right. There's no. You're not going to use your wards for anything, right? So might as well just try to get some info.
Yeah, normally I put it here to look for invades. And ask the mid laner to ward the raptors, but they don't do it usually.
Yeah, I think it's usually better for you to ward the raptors. We'll get to about that in a second after, because invading is really bad in this meta. So even if they... What the f... Okay.
Yeah, okay.
What's that? Start running away and drop E. Perfect. Really good. Do you know how to keep your stacks from wolves to raptors?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I only don't know it on the other side. Like, if
yeah, it's hard to do on the other side, to be fair. It's not even that you don't know, it's just really hard to do. Sometimes a CBA, bro, I'm like, fuck it, I don't care about the 5 seconds. Yeah, you have to. Actually, it's fine. You don't need to keep it. It's fine. Happens. I think you still keep it with your E, though. Oh, big boy. Yep, you could have done either one here. I think you probably made the right choice.
Would you go now or do the Krugs?
I would do the Krugs first. I think it's really bad to skip a full clear. But if you want to go faster, you can probably smite the red buff here, right? Because of how far they still haven't gone vision. You can see on the minimap they haven't walked up to ward yet. So I will just smite them, smite a bit to get there faster, kind of. You're doing good though. You should go for lane here, maybe. Or you can go for E to push. Let's see. Press tab. See if he has sweeper. He has no sweeper. Okay. Oh, pike eat out. Eat out. I mean, you can look here. If I can be here as well, you need to recognize that.
Yeah, she's here.
Now, Caitlyn has no flash. Caitlyn has no flash. Okay, that's fine. Well played. Very good. Just do the he's inting. You win this. And extend the fight. You win this. Caitlyn, no flash. Beautiful. Yep, you can just reset here. Really well played.
I didn't do anything.
I mean, you're the reason you guys got 2 kills, you know? This, boots. No, never buy glowing motes. Glowing motes is horrible.
Okay.
Because look at what glowing mote gives you. Don't buy pink ward, it's fine. Never buy pink ward until after the first item. Do you think that's going to ever change anything?
I don't know.
Bro, that shit ain't changing anything, bro. The fucking viability ace, bro. Stop playing with me like that.
Yeah. Like, I usually swap to sweeper after first base. Would you do that?
Trinket is too OP. It's really, really OP. My German positional coach told me that. I agree. Swap to sweeper when you're so ahead that denying them vision matters more than getting vision. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like ganking is hard without the sweeper.
I mean, you just need to know where they're going to ward, right? And whether they have warded. So If you're always looking at the minimap, you're going to see from the way they move whether they've warded or not. Also, you have setup here. So bot lane, you're just hammering bot lane. What I will do here, kind of a special trick, is I will skip the Krugs, do Raptors into bot lane here, and walk through river. Because they will never expect the gank through river. Yeah, so Vi's top right now. I would punish bot here. I think you guys can 2v2 or you can
Vi's here.
Yeah, I would go bot. I'll go bot. Look at how far pushed their bot. Okay. Yeah, there's no play here. There is no play here. You can't do anything. You have no flash. You can't cut. Okay. You can kill him. You can kill. Well played. You can kill this guy as well. E back. Beautiful. Nice try. That's good. You get 6 here. Just careful. Don't walk for it. He's gonna ult you.
No.
It's fine. I think there you should go bot though.
The potion. Fuck, I always forget the potion.
Yeah, but it's alright. But don't you agree you should have gone bot there?
But Kaiser was dead.
Yeah, but
Why
you have
would I
Pyke.
go
The
bot?
thing is, when you have Pyke Volley, I would have bought yeah, it's fine. What you did is fine. What you did is fine. So, no, go for it. What I would have bought there instead is Ruby Crystal and the Amplifying Tone. Just because you want the
to
raw
skip the mode, yeah.
Yeah, you want the raw stats. They're way more important. Because all these fights, they're like not extended fights, you know? Like you're not gonna get like that glowing mode's not gonna help you get your spells down again. Like it's not gonna help you give you a second rotation, you know? So then just go for that. I would go invade here. Vi's gonna be on bot on his camps most likely. You can get 6 off this, so his red buff is the main thing. Oh, never hit that. You're giving away your position. You hit it after, right? Because after you've already made the play, then you don't mind giving away your position. Before, especially when your top lane has no prior here, right? It could be dangerous. Okay, you can even greed for the Krugs here if you want to, but you have to be careful. Yeah. Doing good.
They're doing Drake probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, you're looking at what you can do on this side of the map, right? Can you kill the Jax? Probably not, because it counters you, right? So just do your blue buff, do your Gromp, and then do Grubs. That's how I'll play it. You're getting really far ahead. Oh, he's right here. Don't worry about him. Just do your camps. Don't worry. You won't chase him. You won't kill him. Just do your camps. Maximize efficiency. Drag it to the Gromp and then do them and then Grubs. Doing really good right now.
What are you pinging me? Should I just go Grubbies right now? I would go Grubbies.
Yeah, you have fire top you can go from. You have my boy Rami or on top lane.
Oh, and he did Drake.
Yep. But you expected him, right? Because you took all his top camps. So if he didn't do Drake, he would just come here empty-handed, right? So he has to do Drake. Now I would ping Pyke to go check my bot camps. So just ping enemy missing on there. And then they will just make sure you're getting like a big advantage from this, right? Because you get his top camps and you get your bot camps. Fucking insane. Okay, right now, I want you to... Okay, there he is.
There he is.
If he is, you run there directly. Or maybe no flash on mid, though. No flash on Ziggs. Oh, you can look for Ziggs first. Okay. Just get the kill, you know what I'm saying? Steal that shit, boy. Okay, never mind. Kai'Sa can be gained over here, so you probably run straight to Kai'Sa. If Fi's on your red, you can kill them bot, so it's a win-win situation. Okay, that's fine. Just do your clear now. Think you're the Krug camp away from killing from getting your cosmic. And then I would check if I can make a play bot, and if I can, I'll make it. If I can't, I'll reset and do play top and then clear into bot. And you can here. Okay. Try to kill one. Yeah, that's fine. I think you're ulting when you don't need to. Just be patient with your ult.
Okay. I did it for the damage. No,
yeah, but the thing is, the thing is, you know Vi's bot side, right? So you want to make sure you don't use it for just damage, right? Because the damage is a small part of it, you know.
Okay.
And Bard is ult, so he can buffer as well. So just be patient with your ult and your chin. But it's not like a mega issue, just a small issue. I think because the one I remember in the VODs, you're also a little bit carefree with your ult. Look top here. Can you make a play top? If you can't, just do scuttle and full cure back down. Do you need to go defend top tower? Can you look? No, you're fine.
Should I go?
No, you're fine, you're fine. If you think you can get the kill, you can go, but you'd have to defend the tower, you know? I think he's going to reset here soon, though, so you only have a timer.
Yeah.
Right now, you're just looking at that Drake. That Drake is a really important one. Okay, so right now you don't have numbers mid, right? So you can't make a play there. So you're just stuck on clearing. Now, if you have to be there you can be there to defend them, or you can make a play bot. Both are fine. I think being there is better, probably. Yeah. Here you can ult if you need to. Use the slowest pick. Good shit. We're really well played. He's dead. Well played. You can even look on the. If you can Q flash maybe, but otherwise it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. I respect that. He missed the trap. Okay, bro, you okay? I think this guy's dead as well. A little bit short, but it's fine. Good shit. Well played. Now reset. What's the play? Yes, sir. Buy Sheen and Sheen and Ruby Crystal on your base. What's the most OP stat base item in the game? Do you know?
The Ruby Crystal. You
Yes,
said it in
sir.
one of your videos.
Oh my god, bro. My goat.
I'm watching. I'm watching.
Yeah, it's really, really broken. So sometimes you'll see like high-level players, like when they're pissed broke, they just stack 5 Ruby Crystals in an item, you know? It's like a thing. Okay, so how are you going to open for this objective? Actually, it's easy because Vi's top, so you know you have numbers. That's good. Right, I would still probably put a ward down and then bot try push.
Yeah.
Or you can look at the sixes and think here. I mean, this is... Wow. Use your Q reset to do it faster, bro. You don't gotta read that sheet. Okay, and then you can just stay clearing into your top side for Herald. Or you can just kill that guy. He's disrespecting you. No barrier. You don't know who's where though, so just be a bit careful. You have no numbers. This is yep. You go flash. Just walk back. Do full clear into top. Do full clear into top now. Do full clear into top now.
Oh, okay.
You're good. I think you can buy, yeah. It's either tab eyes or that. Both are fine. You can swap sweeper now if you want, or you can just keep it. Doesn't matter. Just keep it. Just keep it.
Oh, okay. Why full clear into top now?
Because you want to maximize. You want to maximize it. You want to play on top after or play on mid after. So you always want the caps on the other side of the thing to be dead, right? Because then they can't cross map, you know? Otherwise, if your camps are up, he can get something back, right? You want to make sure it's like a... Like, you're in no hurry to get the Herald, right? It's going to be yours regardless, right? So don't give him a cross map option, you know? Reading this. I will do the Gromp and then defend top turret. I want to give him a free top turret. You can even smite this if you want. Vi is here though, so just take the wave high. Just take it in front of the tower. Then let go into the tower. Really nice. Yep, very good, perfect. Now you need to be a bit careful walking back, right? Because Vi and Jax could both be there. So yep, good job. This is what we talked about before, weak siding. Right? And now your pike is there, so you want to walk with the pike. You want to walk where you have numbers. Right? What the f... Take blue, reset. Now where do you want to play?
What's happening in this game, Jesus.
I mean, you're playing well, right? Press tab. Okay, I mean, you can play for both your solo lanes, but I would probably say play for GP because there's more to get on bot lane. There's 2 towers. Go... Yep, this. Sell Rune Crystal. Buy Control Ward. Perfect. Bro, I thought you just bought an elixir. I was about to fucking like lose it. Okay, no, you did. You just bought Rune Crystal. It's all good. So in these fights,
to buy elixir.
okay, I want you to start visualizing. In these fights, how do you want to play it? It's a very important thing to visualize fights. How do you want to play these fights?
For the Vi, because she's gonna dive somebody of us to help it.
Yeah, so I think your comp is really pick comp. So you probably want to pick someone off, and then you just want to make sure you play the full. What?
Oh, okay.
You could have E'd there, right? Could have E'd. E and smite him, something like that. But I see what you're doing. This is good. Can you try to kill... Okay, don't use the Herald on this. Drive it to the second one. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good for them. Maybe I'm wrong. Really good. You can chase them. Like... Are you clip farming right now, bro? What the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on, dude?
I didn't want to exit there, to be honest.
Yeah, just one trade 1 for 1 for this guy.
No.
Okay, you can... Yeah.
I wanted to drive around
this
mid lane.
I thought you were clip farming for some reason, bro. Like, it's okay.
I wanted to drive around to mid lane.
Okay, go super
because...
now. Go super. Super's good. I think what he didn't need to drive it because he already has stack of W on the Vi. He lost all his burst already, so you can just fucking go fist him, you know?
You mean here?
No, back down. Before, like on the first turret here. I think you should fight him there. Because Bard wasn't there yet. So you actually had even numbers there, and your numbers are stronger, kind of. Because by doing that, Loki, you ditch your GP, bro. Like, Loki just left him out to die, bro.
Okay.
A small thing. Bro, why are you so positive, bro? I will never type that G. Actually, I do. I type it a lot. Okay. You know Vi is not going to have ult for this fight. So this Drake is yours. You have top lane super push. So probably, right now, if I'm you, I'm thinking Drake into bot tier 2. That's my goal. In the perfect world, that's what I get. Six dies, it's going to be infinitely easier, yep. Okay, so now you just want to leverage this into bot tier 2. So just ping, you want to go there or something like that? Okay, let's go.
My smite.
Don't matter. As soon as you get the thing, bro, shit don't matter. You learned that from the Elder Dragon still, right? Okay. You can push one wave and then reset if you want, or you can try to take the tower. You can't take that. Reset. Yeah, they see you just run back and reset. Next objective is the outgun. We want to clear top into bot, okay? Maybe you can look at pick mid. 6 will open mid. Go mid. 6 will open mid. You can look for a pick here. Or Kaden. You can go. Pike is behind. Oh, that's fine. Reset.
What? That's slow.
Yeah, Pike is still behind. This is a good fight path for you guys, by the way. Just insta-ult if you can. Okay. I mean, maybe you just have aura, but he just flashed. Okay. Just reset. Be a bit careful where you just reset. You need to reset it. You need to reset it. You're not going to be out for Articon if you're not. Okay, what are we buying? Do you know?
Third?
Yeah, what do we buy?
This one?
No, Ruby Crystal.
Okay.
Told you, bro. It's the most broken base item, bro. Come on out. Yeah, you can just open straight into your bot camp because you're a bit late. You need to be mid to try to defend that turret, I think. So just walk mid here. Just walk mid. Walk where your team is going. Yep, you have a pick. You can get this for free now. You can just start it. Your team will clean them. Nice. What are you playing after this? I want you to stop thinking when you're making a play, what is the next play?
To do my bot side comes.
Okay. What's the next objective then?
The Drake.
No. It's about tier 2. Tier 2's objectives. They're really big objectives, so you want to take this. Probably go take his Grump, try to push for the tier 2. If you can't get it, then just do full clear into top, reset, then go for Drake. Actually, you won't get the bot tower, just go take his camps, and then do top to bot, or bot to top, whatever you want. If you're doing top to bot, reset first, obviously. Oh, you don't want to take, you have to be there for him. Nice. Okay, this play is over. Jax is opening right, we need to track where people are going. We can try to take the blue. If they come, we give it. Okay, you can reset here, do top to bot. Or you can actually clear bot to top now. Do a full clear now, because you have nothing to buy here. So it's not worth it. Just do full clear. You're going to be a bit late to Drake. Skip the Krugs, do red. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, just do this, Do Raptors top side, reset. That's fine. Now you can just do two, okay. Okay, just reset. You never want to clear your camps in this order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This
Are they invading me?
Yeah,
they're invading me.
Yeah, just run there, Your team's playing really good macro here. Euro as well, so good. You need to ping someone to defend top tier 2. Just ping top tier 2. That's tier 3.
At tier 2.
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah. But you have no pings now. Oh shit, man. Okay, this is a good fight because you have numbers. I think you can end the game here, by the way. They're 2 top. Any kill you get is a really big kill. Yeah, you can just look end here. Just look end. When you try to flash on the Ziggs, once you see him, he's the only thing stopping you guys from ending. I know. Look on Ziggs. He's gonna go bot for sure. Look on Ziggs. Okay, flash. Okay, this is a bit of a weird fight. It's 3v3, but maybe you guys can win it. Let's play for Teemo here. Peel back to peel into the Teemo. Okay, first target. Nice. You don't need to do anything more anymore. Beautiful. Just do Drake now. It's not a good fight anymore. Go what you wanted. Drake, reset, top side, Baron, and top. Perfect.
The fight is never over, it seems like.
Yeah, but if your team was putting in work, bro, this guy thinks he's Rami Ora, bro. Okay, beautiful. Let's get that reset going. Or if you want to greed your camps, you can greed that as well. You can just greed your camps. Just don't do your Krugs. Don't do your Krugs because it takes too long. Just do Raptors top side, because then if your support wants to get vision top right, you're not there. Remember how you talked about you can't do your vision by yourself?
Yeah.
He can't do it by himself as well, right? So, I would say in most instances you almost always skip your Krugs at this point in the game, and your top lane will go take them when he wants to. You know. Once you have Spear Facade, you can back. If there's a good timer to back. If it's not a good timer to back, don't need to base.
300 more. But these are not up.
Damn, he took your shit, but Grump is coming up though, so don't worry about it. Look mid. You're not looking at your lanes, look mid. You look at Wayne lanes well early, late you're not.
He took my crab. Okay.
It's fine. You can probably start the thing here. You have bot pushing, yeah, just start.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, you can just look at him. Yep, he's dead, he's dead. You can just ult on him here. Nice. He has no ult now as well. Yep, you guys can keep looking. You can look the end after this, by the way. Beautiful.
Oh, that ass. Okay.
Yeah, let's go Nash, and then you have a perfect timer here. Baron, top end. Easy money for you. Holy fuck, this teamer is... I was gonna say something, but I can't.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's a dictator here, bro. Okay, go this. Ruby Crystal, control ward. Just play for the end here. Go top end. Do you know how to use Baron usually? Actually, I'll talk to you about this after. I think it's a good tip. But not like you made a mistake on it, but I just want to see if you know it.
1-3-1 usually you want to push all sides.
Is horrible. 4-1 is the best.
It's horrible, okay.
Never play 3 lanes with Baron. Because then it's very easy just to get one of you guys die, you can't progress with Baron, right? It's much harder to punish.
I mean, now...
Yeah. What the fuck?
I mean, now this is the only thing we can take, right?
Yeah,
so
so
it makes
you can
sense to
ult
be
right
here.
You can just ult whenever you feel like you can, like, and there's no bad ult here. You can literally just ult him right now and still good ult, you know? Type shit. Shit, that guy died to streams on a GP ult. Like, bro, I swear this teamer champ is not balanced, bro.
This game.
Yep. Good. You did your job, right? You saved your carries. You just go for the end. Easy money.
Minion block.
Perfect. Okay. I want to go into replay just to look at one thing. Okay. Let's just look at the def you had mid lane on the Ziggs, okay?
Yeah.
Actually, do you have outplayed?
No. What is that?
Wait, don't you? Oh, okay. Well, someone else. Someone else has outplayed. No, it's like a record your games for you, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just go replay.
Wait. I have to make some light. It's getting dark in this room for a second.
Do you live in Berlin?
No, in Passau. It's like on the border to Austria.
Oh, okay.
It's like in Bavaria.
Bro, I'll be lying if I told you I knew where that shit was, bro. Okay, let's look at your def.
It's like if you look at the map of Germany.
Yep.
As a head, I'm at the nose.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so here, just go back a little bit, right? Okay, so here you can make it this. Okay, so go back even like a bit earlier. You can just press backspace. Okay, so let's play this, right? And I'll tell you when to pause. Just look at yourself here.
Okay, I pinged the Vi here.
Yep.
I know that I pinged the Vi.
So press pause, and I want you to look at bot lane here. They are hitting that turret for sure, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pyke is a really, really good early skirmishing champion. One of the best champions, right? And we know Caitlyn has no flash because you burnt it last time, correct?
Yes.
So my mindset is, in mid lane, I don't think it's likely I'm going to get killed. Why? Because they both have flash up, correct?
Yeah.
And there's more risk because it's 2v2, right? Bot lane, it is a 2v2 right now, but in the extended play, it's always going to be a 3v2, right? So let's say even if it's really bad, even let's say we're both 1 HP, still winning for us because Kai'Sa will come back and he'll be able to lane against nobody, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The difference here is that they have no flash. Caitlyn has no flash, and they're really pushed up, and he's not in good condition, right? He's like 60% HP. That's not great condition, right? So what I would have done here is I would have ran bot lane instead and punished no flash. And it's a very important thing junglers do not do, is they always want to make a play on bot lane, they want to make a play on mid lane, they don't want to make a play on top lane. Punish the people that use flash.
Why is it better than matching the enemy jungle here?
Because here your GP will never die, because you already have vision of him.
But he ran in anyway.
But here he runs in because you're leaning back. Look at what you do. Okay, maybe I'm not gonna lie. Maybe he didn't run in. Maybe he's just an idiot. Okay, well then in this case. Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. You can't expect your teammates to grief every time. If you do, you're not gonna play well. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think here, what you do is this is not a bad play. What you do, right? But I think a better play is to go bottom punish no flash because here they still flash and it's a little bit weird. You know. And it's also a 2v2, so there's some risk there. This E I would have aimed a little bit further.
Yeah, in the moment he flashed, I should have just gotten away.
Yeah, but this is a mistake we all make, right? So it's not nothing too bad. But this is like the main mistake this game. I think you're maybe because I was speaking, you're a bit better at tracking where your team is, looking at wave states and stuff like that. I think one main thing that I would like you to work on, in addition to the 3 things we talked about that I want you implementing, is I want you to actually go to, like, for example, go to the place where you did dragon at the end. I think one time you did okay, so I'll kind of explain. I want you to understand this so I don't so I make sure I try to have all base covered, if that makes sense. Okay, so is it before this? Was it
This was the
okay, yeah, this was
fight on the bot.
Yeah, okay, play it. Okay, so yeah, this is it, I think. Okay. Well, actually go to the Articon, go to like the Drake before the Articon. It's here. Okay, yeah, here. Sorry, this was the one I was talking about. Okay, so just you can play at 2 times speed if you want. So this is really good. Well, I really like this. Right, but then the thing is, the next play is obviously you want the tier 2, right? But the next play is the Articon spot side, right? So here, what you do is good. Okay, so just play what you do. I'll tell you when to pause. Is it this play? Yep. So this is good because you're just hovering GP to take the wave. This is fine. Oh, there wasn't display. Wait, I just have the wrong timer then. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, here, I think you should when the bard walks like that, he's griefing the game. When you know the bard is walking like that Caitlyn should be dead. Always. Always should be dead. Because you have Pyke behind, so Caitlyn has nowhere to go. He has to run back down bot, which he will never. He always run mid, right? Look at where your Pyke is. I'm fucking sending it on him. Because if we get his flash here, easily.
On the Kate.
Yeah. I would, you recalled, so you're a bit late to the thing, because you recalled a bit earlier. But I would have sent it on him to take his flash, because I know nobody's there to help him. Vi is the only thing I'm watching out for in this game, and she's not there, right? So you're free. Now here, thing just recall safely. Don't greed your recall. It's never worth to greed your recall. Right? Because you just keep cancelling. So you're just fucking your temper for no reason. And then just go play the Articon out. I think is it the Articon? No, just keep playing. Just keep playing. You can play at 4 times speed here if you want. Right? Okay, so you can keep playing. You can keep playing.
Yeah, and then it just fucking for 10 years I smack on this thing.
That's good because you never lose HP. That's why I love Volibear, because you lose HP.
It takes so long. I never know if it's even worth it to do it
here,
because it took me like 2 minutes.
Okay, here. What can you press the I at the left bottom corner of your screen? Show objective timers at the bottom. Okay, so 2 minutes to the next strike. Press tab. I want you here just to do a full clear from bot to top and then reset and open for the Drake. Okay? Look at what you do here. So why do you open Raptors here instead of red?
Just because it's the closest, I think. That's
But
the
you
only
can't do it
reason.
like that, right? Because then you're just like, now you're going to walk
Yeah.
further. Because you have to roll Raptors, red, then walk back up. It's like inefficient movement, right? So your movement has to be efficient here. This is a small thing, but if it's a close game, it's a really big thing. Because this 15 seconds of your time, 15 seconds earlier is big, right? Also, just play here. You should never, like, when the Drake is spawning like this, like, you want to make sure your top camps are going so they can't cross map anything. Are you doing that right now?
No.
No, you're not. Straight up, right? So what you should...
But why wouldn't I have then just based here and open pop to bot?
Because right now you have nothing to buy in your base. That was the issue. You only had 600 gold here because you took a recent base. So you want to make sure the base is valuable as well, right? Now, another play you could be going here because your team is so far ahead is you could just walk directly to bot lane and help your team take tier 2. That's also fine. I'm not saying that, like, there's two good plays here. One is full clearing to top, one is playing for the bot tier 2. What you can't do is what you're doing here, where you're doing neither. Okay? But I will say playing for the bot tier 2 is a good play. And if you did, I would have been really, really happy because it means you're playing with your team. When you're ahead, always play with your team. Don't tunnel vision on farming. Okay?
Okay.
So, but never do what you did here, where you just clear free and then you're in limbo. You're not doing either, you know? Okay. Are there any questions you have on today's session? Any questions, bro? Let me... Live coaching...
I would like to take note of bullet points. I'd like to...
Yeah, I have them. I have them all in the sheet. I'll send them to you now.
Okay.
It's good. I would say don't over. Punish. I don't know if everyone's also punish flashes. Okay. So this is live coaching. And I play with numbers. And what was it played? And, okay.
Look at wave state, play with numbers, and
Okay, so everyone I coach has a sheet like this, right? But it's tailored to what? Tailored for you. So I pretty much have the VOD, what I analyze in your VOD, so every moment. So what we talked about there, you can go back and look at it if you want. I also have what I had in the live coaching session. I'm going to pin it in our chat. And you can just go back and look back on this whenever, right? And if we have a second session, I'll add another page there. Or like a third session, whatever. Okay?
gladly, yeah. How do we like? I would love to have like another session, but how would we get the most out of it? Is there like, okay, let's you play like 10 games and look out for this stuff, and then we meet again, or how would you
I
say?
think because the thing is, every time you have different issues, right? Every time you're going to have different issues. Well, you're going to get better, obviously. So the issues they had last time are going to be, so now, when you rank up, you're going to have different issues, right? That's how it works. Because every time, right now, you might be getting away with stuff we're not seeing because you're against, let's say, worse players, right? But when you get to Diamond, which hopefully you will after this session, right? You're going to run into new issues. So the thing is then that we're going to talk about those new issues. But I think right now, at least go play like 50 games or so. Try to implement, or like 30 games or so. Try to implement these changes. And then you can come back and we can review maybe two losses, right? That you're like, oh, I felt really helpless. What can I do here? And then we can try to get better at that. Okay. Something like that would be good.
Okay.
And also, like I do discounts on like extended session, like a review or whatever for second, third, fourth, fifth sessions, right? So you can just hit me up for that, and I'll tell you the price because it's a bit different.
Nice.
Slower,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I saw the fucking exchange rate between UK and Europe and Germany is like ass.
Yeah, well, like bro, that she's in the best. But yeah, for second, third, fourth, fifth, there's always discounts, so don't worry about it, man. But I think right now, if I could tell you something, it's that just the mechanics guide video today I released, I think is really, really good because you can kind of learn how you want to play fights, etc., like the combos and stuff like that. I think one thing to I don't think that's a big issue for you though, because in early you always make those make the correct plays. I think one thing you need to know is just punishing the flashes. That's one really big thing I saw in the live coaching that I didn't see in the VOD. But playing around objectives, playing these team fights, waiting for your numbers, this is by far the biggest thing, and I really want you to work on this mainly. Okay. Okay, that is all, brother. If you have any, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I'm thinking how to formulate it.
Actually, I was going to explain to you one more thing. Can you just look at my screen share for a second? Because you're confused about this. Let's just talk about it now while we can. Okay. When you're Baron, by the way.
Yeah.
Only farm this, or farm these camps if your team is dead or something and you're waiting for them to be out of the map.
Are you sharing or something?
Yeah, man.
Wait, I don't. Ah, okay. Now I see it. Sorry.
Right. So only farm blue or red. And if you're like if the other camps are up, only farm them if your team is dead or they're not on the map yet. Okay. Once they're on the map, you want to pick 2 lanes. Now, your mid is always going to be one of the lanes. The second lane is the one with the outest turret out. So let's say if top tier 2 is up, we go for top. If bot tier 3 is down, okay? So if this is up and this is up, we play top and mid, okay?
Okay.
And we put 4 people mid, 1 person top, and eventually we'll shift 4 people top, 1 person mid. And this is not, you don't have to call for this, but it will happen organically every game. But you want to play 2 lanes always, not 3 lanes, okay?
Okay.
And but the main thing is you don't want to farm unless it's blue and red buff, unless your team is not on the map yet. Okay, so that's another important thing I want to talk about. Okay, now you had the question. What was your question? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, thank you. I realized in this game right now that I find it hard to realize. For example, the play you said about sending it to the Caitlyn because the pike was near.
Yeah.
Like I find it hard to
recognize these things, recognize these timers.
To recognize it, yeah. Like, do you have any tip to like how
I think one. I mean, it just comes back down to a mindset thing, right? Like I always say, what like I always ask myself, like this is the easy thing. I'll open it back up again, right? What is a good fight? Good fight is where you have numbers. Good fight is where you have positioning, right? So when this Caitlyn, you saw him take the wave and move up, right?
Yeah.
You know his positioning is not going to be bad because he's stuck in limbo because your pike is here and you're here. So you're kind of pinching him. Do you see?
Yeah.
If Bard walks with him, it's fine because it's a 2v2. She can do that. She can port, she has portal, whatever. If Bard walks here while you're here, that is really grief. And that should be an instant punish. Does that make sense?
From me in that sense.
Yep. But then
then I would what I should have done is assist pinged and just fought it out.
Well, you should have just ran at him and Pike. Well, you didn't need to assist ping. Pike would see it, right? And he would just fucking run at him. But yeah, of course, if you ping, it's better, right? But the thing is, you always to recognize when a good fight, positioning, numbers. If you have both, beautiful. Yeah.
With positioning, you mean that?
I mean,
not
like let's say if you have numbers, right? But they're all like, let's say it's a fucking like they're all melees and they're here and you're here. That's not good positioning here. You do have numbers, but like, do you really when they're all here? You know?
Okay.
So that's what I mean. Kind of, then make sure they can hit. Like flanks are obviously another thing, right? They're also important, but different form of positioning. But yeah, same as that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions? No?